So here are the 2019 finalists. So only 3 of these 12 made it into the Hall of Fame. This is a little viewer mail for Bubba here. It's from Mike's from the rideshare reseller. And that doesn't surprise me. What's it say?
Thought your oldest Bubba might need this. We stole these from Pittsburgh fans when we whooped them. I think it's a crying towel.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Sweet, that's cool though. I always wanted one like
So that was when the Niners played them. That's good stuff.
They did whoop
funny.
them.
All right,
Thank you.
Terrible towel. Thank you out there. And hey, if any of you aren't subscribed to Mike out there, the rideshare reseller, I'll see if I can remember to put a link below. He is a pretty new YouTuber and a new eBayer, and he is absolutely crushing it out there. He is making crazy money out there in California, so you got to check his channel out. Hello everybody, welcome back to Commonwealth Picker. My name is Kevin and we are in the eBay cave and we appreciate you joining us tonight. We had a pretty good day of sales, not quite where we like it to be. I kind of like $200 in sales every day because it means I'm probably making about $100, and that's kind of what we shoot for. You know, I'm a full-time high school history teacher and we don't get paid ridiculous amounts of money. Not complaining. Because I get those summers off, y'all. I know a lot of you work those 40-hour-a-week jobs and only get 2 weeks, so I'm not complaining. But we need a little bit extra money to make ends meet, and so we've been selling on eBay for a long time. We kind of do it as a family. So if you're new to the show, that's what we do, and we like to kind of show you what it is we do. So we shoot for $200. We came a little bit short. Commonwealth Picker store today was $154.21 in gross sales, which means that we are, you know, roughly we're making half of that in profit, probably a little bit more on average than half. So you want to say $80, something like that in profit. Depends on the item. Sometimes it's much more than that, and sometimes it's a little bit less than that. And then we made one sale out of the Homeschool Hustler store for $7.81. And so that means we have just a tiny bit of extra time. I heard a story on the way to school today on the radio, and I wanted to talk about it a little bit. Actually, it was a couple days ago. And the story was about the Strong's Toy Hall of Fame. So let me take my phone out and I want to read you something. All right, so it says the Strong's National Toy Hall of Fame names the 12 finalists for 2019. So these are the finalists to get into the Toy Hall of Fame. And if you've been watching this show, we've had a couple episodes with Tim the Toy Man, and we'd like to get back this winter time when the yard sales die down and talk to Tim and get some advice. Toys have always been an interest of mine, and I'm just not that knowledgeable other than the obvious. And so I wanted to talk to him a little bit about toys. So this story kind of sparked my interest. So here are the 2019 finalists. So only 3 of these 12 made it into the Hall of Fame. Okay? See if you can guess them before I tell you at the end. And some of you may have heard this story a few days back. Care Bears. Surprised they're not there already. Coloring book. Fisher-Price corn popper. I remember that thing. It'll push that thing around. I've sold those before. I've sold coloring books and I've sold Care Bears. Okay, they all sell on eBay. Everything sells on eBay as long as it's something somebody wants. Jenga. Never sold a Jenga before. Never come across one new. And I don't think the old ones sell too well, but that's something to check out. I'm going to have to check that out. Magic the Gathering. Masters of the Universe. Again, can't believe that's not in there already. Matchbox cars. Can't believe that's not in there already. Got to have Hot Wheels already in there, I'd assume. My Little Pony. Surprised that's not in there. Nerf Blaster. So I've sold tons of Nerf guns. I'm assuming that's what they mean by Nerf Blaster. Although I think the older ones were called, what were they called? Something Max something maybe, or Super Max. And they shot balls in the early 90s. Those are the earliest of the Nerf guns. And I think those have some decent value. I've never sold those early ones, but I'm sure some of you out there have. Let me know if the earliest Nerf guns, if you've sold those before and how well you've done with them. I've sold Nerf guns forever. They don't bring near the money that they used to bring, unfortunately. But we'll usually bundle them up now and sell them off at Christmas time, and they sell pretty good. Risk, the board game Risk. I've sold tons of Risk games. I've parted them out tons of times. The old Risks sell better. I've sold new Risks, new in box with plastic. I've sold Risk Lord of the Rings. I've sold all kinds of Risk games for sure. The smartphone, I'm assuming that this is a toy because you can play games on it, I'm assuming. And the top. And I actually have a top right now. I bought one not too long ago. I've sold them before, and we have one in our booth right now, our antique booth. So out of those games, or out of those toys, let me tell you the 3 that made it. And at the end of the video, we're going to show you on eBay, out of those 3, what you should be looking for, and hopefully get some advice from you guys on some of these games. We can kind of share our knowledge in the comments. What have you been selling? What has sold best for you out of those genres of toys, or those types of toys? What is the best thing to find? I imagine Magic the Gathering games, I think we'll put that at the end, there's probably a lot worth nothing, and then there's probably some that are worth a bunch, just like Care Bears, I would think, just like Masters of the Universe. So let us know out there, kind of the creme de la creme, the holy grail items in each of those categories, if you are aware of them, and let us know, and we'll share them in the comments, and y'all can check out the comments below and see what's selling, and maybe we can get an idea of what to look for. All right, so before we show you at the end, I'll show you the top 3 at the end who actually made the Hall of Fame this year. One of them I think is a little odd, but the other 2 I can perfectly understand, and we'll put them at the end of the video and scroll down through eBay and look at the highest sold items. So let's take a look at what's sold in the store. All right, so I listed this jacket, and 2 days later it sold. And it is a Serac, I guess is what it is, XL. It's a ski jacket, and it's Gore-Tex. And I thought when I picked it up, I paid $5 for it at a yard sale that is on YouTube right now. We bought a bunch of great stuff. Bought a rocking chair there. Bought that Popple doll there. And so I bought a few great things. Had a good time at that yard sale. And came back at the very end because I figured I was missing something and the prices were great. And I picked up 2 jackets. And those 2 jackets have both sold already. This one sold, I think I listed it for $30. And I took an offer, which, I hate taking offers, but you know what? These days it seems like you got to. I think somebody offered me 20, I countered with 25, and they took it. And it is an international sale, so this is going to be shipped internationally. And so it's going to be a nice little $22 profit or so. All right, so this is an item bought a long time ago. It says, "I'm fabulous." It looks like it's lip gloss, lip liner, lipstick. And it still has the plastic on it, but the plastic has been cut right here. And so it's kind of new open box. And it sold for $9.81. And it was a throw-in in a box. I bought a lot of stuff, so this was in a box full of other stuff that had nothing to do with it. And I figured it would sell, and it did. And we'll make about $5 on it. All right, this is a Blue Ridge Mama buy. She had it listed on Poshmark, eBay, and Mercari. And it sold on eBay, full asking price, $21.95. And it is an Irish linen shirt made in Hong Kong. And it's in pretty good shape for Brooks Brothers. Really, really good. It's kind of that faded black. It doesn't, when I first saw it, I'm like, hey, that thing is faded. And then I realized, you know what, it's not faded because it's the same color all the way through. So it's a pretty nice sale. It's a Goodwill buy. So it should be, if it's sold for $22, it should be about a $12 profit. Another Blue Ridge Mama buy, and these are Skechers Memory Foam, I guess women's shoes. Really light. These will go first class. They are just light as could be. And they'll probably go for, well, they'll definitely go first class, but maybe 12 ounces, but I doubt it. These sold for $13.95 plus shipping. It looks like she put priority mail shipping on these, so I'm going to have to decide what to do. I may message the buyer and say, hey, is it all right if I give you a little back and do it first class? I'm not sure what I'll do with these yet, but either way, it's going to be about a $11, $10 profit. All right, this is a pair of LuLaRoe we got for $1. It ended up not selling for very much at all, which is no surprise. It's a tween size floral print peach, and it sold for $9.06. It sold for $4.95 plus shipping, so it's going to be just like a $2-3 profit, $3 probably. All right, we are down to, how many of these do we have left? We have 5 available, these Aquaphors, and we paid, I think, less than 50 cents a piece, or maybe right on that at the Fun at the Flea yard sale. We're selling them for $8.99, so this is about a $4 profit, but like I've said before, 22 of them, so that's $88 in the end. One listing, easy shippers, so this is something that a lot of people would pass by. Even though it's a $4 profit, you do it 22 times, it makes it worth it, because you only have to list it once. And to me, that's the biggest time consumer, is listing it. And to only have to do it once and make 22 sales, slip them in a poly bag or in a 4x4 box. And that reminds me, somebody asked about the boxes again. I know I've said it before. There are affiliate links. You don't have to go through my affiliate links, but I buy a kind of a cheaper version of the 4x4. There's different brands out there and some different companies, but that 4x4, I would put something like this in there. The cheaper 4x4s that aren't the heavy duty stuff like you'd put in a mug. You wouldn't put a mug in that thing. You'd put a mug in the heavy white ones, that if you've bought a mug from one of these guys here, Cincinnati Picker Garage Flips, they put them in those heavy duty white boxes that fold down into each other. So these aren't those boxes. These are a little lightweight, and they are going to keep items like this, you know, into the bottom level, and it's plenty to protect it. These would be fine putting in a poly bag, to be perfectly honest with you, but I usually like to put them in a 4x4. All right, so Family Ties, looks like the 6th season, new in the package, and I believe this came from that lot of came from that lot of DVDs that we bought at that yard sale not too long ago. With that really nice lady, there's 96 DVDs. We've been selling off the History Channel DVDs, and I paid 20 bucks for the whole lot. This one sold for $12.05. So to sell for $12.05, you're going to make you're going to make like $7.50 if you paid nothing for it. So this and one set of History Channel DVDs are going to make our $20 investment back, and that leaves us with like 88 more DVDs to sell, either in the antique booths, and we've been selling them great in the antique booths for $1, $2, $3, sometimes $4 for a DVD, depending on which one it is. We've been selling them pretty good in there, and we've been selling those History Channel DVDs here in the eBay case. All right, one last item for the Commonwealth Picker store is the Mary Kay Time-Wise. This one sold for $12.81, and we're into these for less than $1 a piece, so we're not making a ton of money. This is to a first-time buyer. I kind of like to see those. A lot of people are like, I don't want to sell to first-time buyers. Well, you know what? If we're trying to grow the pie for eBay, we should sell to first-time buyers, because we want those people to keep buying. I think it's an important thing to do. I understand not wanting to sell to first-time buyers, but I think as a rule, that's you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot a little bit. So let me know what you think about selling to first-time buyers. I have heard people say I don't want to do it. And I can understand, you know, you get a first-time buyer out there who's buying something really expensive, it kind of makes you nervous. But those first-time buyers are good for business for all of us in the end on eBay. Hey, I wanted to mention one more thing. These LuLaRoe went to a viewer. So, Julie, I appreciate your purchase. I missed the message. You know, I have 2 screens right here. It's really big. You wouldn't think I could miss that thing, but I don't know. Been a long week. So, this is going out to Julie, and we appreciate the purchase. All right, so join us here at the end. We're going to look at those 3 toys that made it into the Toy Hall of Fame this year out of those top 12, and we're going to look at them on eBay. And we're going to reverse it. We've talked about this before. To learn more, I always say, you find what you're looking for, you find what you know. So increase what you know, and you'll increase what you find. And we're going to look in reverse order. So we're going to type in these toys into eBay. We're going to go to the sold listings, and we're going to go to highest price first. Now, don't convince yourself that you're going to get that highest price. You're usually not going to get that highest price first, or find it even. But it's a good way to learn what's out there and to learn what's selling so that your eyes are wide open. And then hopefully we'll get the Homeschool Hustlers down here to show you what's sold out of the Homeschool Hustler store. Only one sale, but we want to have them tell you what's sold. All right, so here's the first of the 3 final inductees. And I'm not saying I agree with these 3 over the other 3. Be honest with you, I'm no expert in toys. We need to get Tim the Toy Man on. And maybe we'll do that this year, this winter time, and he can give us some advice on maybe what we should be looking for. So here's some Matchbox, and if I have my stories right here, if I can recall, Matchbox is a British company, I think, the UK, and it used to be Lesney. There it is right there, Lesney. And I think it started in the 1950s, if I recall. There's 1960s, there's 50s. I think it's 1950s, and maybe they became Matchbox later, or maybe that was just the company and they always were Matchbox. That's probably what it was. And they were in boxes initially, which is why they're called Matchbox, like you can see in that one right there in the middle. And they eventually are going to rebox. I think Hot Wheels comes out and starts putting theirs in different packages so you could see them. I think that's the story. Any rate, I'm not positive, but here are some that are some old ones that have a ton of value. This is looking it up, just typed in Matchbox cars, went to completed listings, sold, and highest priced first. So we're seeing the best of the best here. And there's a neat little display case right there. Lesney, England, with no cars, $450. So I come across some old Matchbox every now and again. And I've sold a few lately. That Mickey Mouse we sold just a few days ago was a Matchbox from 1980, 83 or something like that. So occasionally come across those. I know I'm no expert in here. I know NASCAR Man, 3345. It's been on Lonnie's show before. I've watched plenty of lives. Maybe I'll link his show in here. He's terrific, and I know he knows Hot Wheels, so I can only assume he knows everything about Matchbox as well. So there's another company. It's Corgi? Corgi, I think, that predates them. I could be wrong, but at any rate, don't pass up on old vintage cars, but that's kind of a no-brainer. You see old stuff like that, it's definitely worth looking up. All right, here's the second of the inductees, and I typed in Magic the Gathering 1993 sealed, and I put sealed in there because if I didn't, you'd see a bunch of graded cards like that one right there. That's a graded pack, I guess, and we're not going to find graded anything out there in the wild, so I just figured I'd put it in this way, and we typed it in sold and highest price first. And that'll give you an idea of what you could possibly be looking for. Those 1993 booster packs seem to be worth quite a bit. So I'm sure anything Magic's got some value depending on the condition, but I wouldn't overpay for some more of the later stuff. I'd definitely look this stuff up. I'm no expert in it, so maybe you are and you can help us out in the comments. Never sold any Magic stuff. Never. Maybe I should have. I bet I would have found some if I've been looking for it. All right, so the coloring book, the good old coloring book, gets inducted into the Toy Hall of Fame in 2019. So I typed in Whitman because this is a brand that you do often see out there. I've sold a bunch of Whitman coloring books over the years, and never for this much value, but this will give you an idea of some of the better ones because we typed it in, of course, from sold items highest listed first or highest sold first. So Donald Duck, what is that? Hanna-Barbera, Samson, and Goliath coloring book. Isn't that David and Goliath? So I guess I got you, Samson and Goliath. So it's two different stories. So for a minute I thought it was Davy and Goliath, the old Lutheran, I don't know what that is, claymation show. Any rate, Brady Bunch, Johnny Quest, Hanna-Barbera's Johnny Quest. I've never seen that one before. Dawn and Her Friends, 1972. Not familiar with that one either. Batman was Whitman. They did that. So there's some pretty good ones there. Superman, Gilligan's Island. So there's Disney. Whitman did a lot for Disney too. I've sold a bunch of Disney Whitmans. That one's neat. Country Bear Jamboree. That brings me back to my childhood at Disneyland. Mary Poppins. So Roy Rogers. There you go. Skippy. Whirlybirds, not familiar with that one. Gunsmoke. Keep an eye out for those. Every once in a while you can find a lot of those. That ephemera is kind of neat. Disneyland, I have sold that one right there. It looks like it's got the Matterhorn right there. I've sold that very same book. Look at that, Sid and Marty Krofft. I think that's what that is. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, those are the three winners for this year, and leave in the comments below if you have sold any of these top three and maybe something we should be looking out for. Maybe which toy of the ones that didn't make it do you think should have made it? I think for the eBay community, I think the winners are going to be Masters of the Universe, but I could be wrong. All right, let me know. All right, Turner is joining us with a Homeschool Hustler sale today. Hey, what movie is that from, Turner?
The Lion King.
That's The Lion King. And we got that for $1.25, and we sold it for $7.81. It, unfortunately, is missing the little flower that's on it, and there's a little problem with the arm right here. So I thought when we bought it, we'd sell it for like $10, $12, but it had a couple issues. So we sold it for $7.81. Turner, would you tell us a little story about what you did today?
Wait, it's down here.
Oh, it's down there?
I dropped it. On the most chaotic, I got the most testaments, and
You got the most testaments.
I mean, testaments.
Turner, you got the most intense.
Yeah.
So you were the most intense at karate,
yes.
huh? Okay.
And I got these different colors on my belt.
You got the different colors on your belt?
Green and yellow.
All right. Well, good job. So you've been doing a good job? All right.
Yay.
All right, well, let's get you your $1. We're not going to tell Sissy tonight, though, are we? Yeah. Okay. Tell them goodbye.
Bye.
There's one more item that I just passed over, and then we had another sale that I'm going to have to ship out today, I think. It's 1-day shipping and handling, and I don't want it to wait till tomorrow night. So we sold a Halloween inflatable that we put on a 10% discount because it's after Halloween. So I'll let you take a look at that one. Probably put it on tomorrow's video. This is a pin, original from it's a metal pin from the Mary Poppins when it came out on the Gold Collection VHS. And it's nothing special, but this thing sold for $6.99, and we bought a bag full of them for like $1. So it's a pretty good little sale. You do realize that it's after Halloween, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
So this looks like a spring pumpkin, but it's November. Is that just you being you?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I got treats.